All right, lesson 2.2, production possibilities frontier. This is the PPF. This production possibilities frontier and the production possibilities curve is slightly confusing. So I'm going to ask you to slowly learn it and try to make sure that you do learn it, and email me with any questions. So we just have two learning objectives. First of all, we're going to describe the production possibilities frontier and explain its shape. And then we're going to explain what causes the production possibilities frontier to shift. And then we have actually 3 really good videos that are in your syllabus to watch. And then when we get to this slide right here, I'm going to tell you to go to the textbook, and their little blurb on how the graphs work is really, really good. All right, let's go. So first of all, how much can an economy product with the resources, oh goodness, that has to be a typo. How much can an economy produce with the resources available? Sorry. Oh. Why is it doing that? Sorry. Produce, right there. How much can an economy produce with the resources available? What are the economy's production capabilities? So this is what the production possibilities frontier sort of describes. How much can an economy produce with the resources available, and what are the economy's production capabilities? We have simplifying assumptions. I wish I knew how to draw. Nope. Control. Hold on, let me check this. Nope. Well, it's on page 44, and I'm going to read them. There are 5 simplifying assumptions on page 44 in the textbook. So I'm going to read them. If you're there in the textbook with me, that would be awesome to follow along. I hope I've stalled enough for you to be able to get the textbook open. So simplifying assumptions. Here are the model's simplifying assumptions. Number 1, to reduce the analysis to manageable proportions. The model limits output of 2 broad classes of products: consumer goods such as pizzas and haircuts, and capital goods such as pizza ovens and hair clippers. Remember, capital goods do things, and consumer goods we purchase to use or consume. Number 2, the focus is on production during a given period, in this case 1 year. Number 3, the resources available in the economy are fixed in both quantity and quality during the period. Number 4, society's knowledge about how best to combine these resources to produce output, that is, society's technology, does not change during the year. Number 5, the rules of the game that facilitate production and exchange are also assumed fixed during this period. These include the legal system, property rights, and the customs and conventions of the market. So the simplifying assumptions, remember we talked about that in chapter 1, there are simplifying assumptions. So number 1, reduce the analysis to manageable proportions. Number 2, focuses on production during a given period of time. Number 3, resources available in the economy are fixed in both quantity and quality. Number 4, society's knowledge about how best to combine these resources is fixed, so the technology is fixed. And number 5, rules of the game are fixed. PPF model, which is production possibilities frontier. So given the resources, technology, and the rules of the game, the PPF shows the possible combinations of 2 types of goods that can be produced when available resources are employed efficiently. Efficiency means producing the maximum possible output from available resources. This is an example of a PPF graph. Let's say, this dot right here represents consumer goods, millions of units per year, and capital goods, millions of units per year. So this is the maximum, okay? All of these points make the production possibilities frontier graph. Okay, the data outside of it is unattainable. We would never be able to make 43 million units of whatever per year with, I don't know, 38 million units of capital goods per year. This is unattainable. And inside the curve, anything inside the curve is inefficient. So on the curve is the most efficient that we will ever see. Inside inefficient, outside unattainable. So inefficient and unattainable production. We have inefficient, unattainable. Points inside the PPF represent combinations that do not employ resources efficiently. They are inefficient. Any point along the PPF is more efficient. It's the most efficient you will get. And points outside the PPF represent unattainable combinations given the resources, technology, etc. We'll talk about what this graph means with real data in a little bit. Right now they're just points. We talked about it. Moving on. So the shape of the PPF. Any movement along the PPF involves producing less of one good in order to produce more of the other. The resources in the economy are not all perfectly adaptable to the production of both types of goods. Therefore, the opportunity cost of producing more capital increases as the economy produces more of it. The shape of the PPF reflects the law of increasing opportunity cost. If the economy uses all resources efficiently, the law of increasing opportunity cost states that each additional increment of one good requires the economy to give up successively larger increments of the other good. So I'm trying to find the actual example of real data. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, so I'm going to go back to the curve. So if we look at this, the PPF has a bowed out shape due to the law of increasing opportunity cost. For example, where the first 10 million units of capital goods, right here, that is the increase from point E to point F, so E to F, whereas the first 10 million units of capital goods have an opportunity cost of only 2 million consumer goods. So 2 million consumer goods. So if I increase from 0 to 10 in the capital goods, my consumer goods just go from 50 to 48. Okay? So I'll say that again. The first 10 million units of capital goods have an opportunity cost of only 2 million consumer goods. The final 10 million units of capital goods, right here, the final 10 million of capital goods have an opportunity cost of 20 million consumer goods. As the economy moves down the curve becomes steeper, reflecting the higher opportunity cost of capital goods in terms of foregone consumer goods. Okay, does that sort of make sense as to what the graph is saying? Let's try to do an actual example. The law of increasing opportunity cost also applies when switching from the production of capital goods to the production of consumer goods. When all resources in the economy are making capital goods, as at point F, everything is capital, certain resources such as cows and farmland are of little use in making capital goods. Thus, when resources switch from making capital goods to making consumer goods, so this is all consumer goods, few capital goods need be given up initially. As more consumer goods are produced, however, the resources that are more productive in making capital goods must be used for making consumer goods, reflecting the law of increasing opportunity cost. Okay, excuse me, it's a lot of information to take in. So incidentally, if resources were perfectly adaptable to the production of both types of goods, the amount of consumer goods sacrificed to make more capital goods would remain constant. In this case, the PPF would be a straight line. reflecting a constant opportunity cost along the PPF. Phew. Tough. Okay, explain what causes the production possibilities frontier to shift. When I say shift, I mean like move out and move in. So this right here is static. Okay, when I say shift, it's going to shift out or shift in. So this is explains what causes it to shift. An outward shift of the PPE, sorry, there's another typo, PPF, reflects economic growth, which is an expansion of the economy's production possibilities or ability to produce. The first thing would be the changes in resource availability. An increase in resource availability, be it labor or other resources, shifts the PPF outward. Decrease in resource availability or quality of resources shifts the PPF inward. Increase in stock of capital goods. An economy's PPF depends in part on its stock of capital goods. The more capital goods produced in one period, the more output produced the next period. So producing more capital goods this period shifts the economy's PPF outward in the future. The choice between consumer goods and capital goods is really between the present consumption and future production. A technological change, technological discovery that uses available resources more efficiently will shift the PPF outward. For instance, the internet. The internet's changed the world. Improvements in the rules of the game. So the rules of the game are formal and informal institutions that support the economy. The rules of the game are laws, customs, manners, conventions. So improvements in the rules of the game shift the PPF outward. A stable political environment, if things go from unstable to stable, it would shift it outward. Reliable property rights, less taxes, more incentive to work, incentive to invest with increased confidence. Those are all changes in the rules of the game, and they're going to shift the PPF outward. And then lessons from the PPF. To recap, the PPF demonstrates several concepts. The first is efficiency. The second is scarcity. So the first is efficiency. The PPF describes the efficient combinations of outputs possible given the economy's resources, technology, and rules of the game. The second is scarcity. Given the stock of resources, technology, and rules of the game, the economy can produce only so much. The PPF slopes downward, indicating that as the economy produces more of one good, it must produce less of the other. This trade-off demonstrates opportunity cost. The bowed-out shape of the PPF reflects the laws of increasing opportunity cost. Not all resources are perfectly adaptable to the production of each type of good. A shift outward of the PPF reflects economic growth. Finally, because society must somehow choose a specific combination of output along the PPF also emphasizes the need for choice. That choice will determine both current consumption and the capital stock available in the next period. Each point along the economy's production possibilities frontier is an efficient combination of output. Whether the economy produces efficiently and how the economy selects the most preferred combination depends on the economic system. Okay, go to the graphing workshop. Seriously, the boring video explains better than the book or I could. So hold on a second. There are also 3 videos, 2, 3 that I would like you to watch, and those are all listed in your syllabus. But this graphing workshop, I'll see if I can get you there. Sorry, Aplia. Oh, stink. There we go. That one was just accounting. I want econ. So here we are in econ. I want the interactive ebook, I think. Nope. Student companion site. There you go. This is helpful. So we're going to go over here to the Graphing Workshop Unit 1.
In this slideshow, we will investigate.
Okay, this is where I'd like you to go. Okay, you're in Chapter 1. They're going to explain what causes the PPF to shift, and I can't play it through this recording because it doesn't come out right. So this is what I want you to watch. And I believe that means that, yep, we're done with 2.2.